These are videos you can't look away from because if you do, you'll miss it. But if you stay all the way through, there are moments caught on camera of people doing horrific things and it will haunt you forever. So it's a nice clear day in 2011 outside of Stephen McDaniel's student apartment complex where he's giving an interview about a missing woman who is in the nearby area supposedly named Lauren Giddings, who is a fellow classmate and his actual roommate, where they both attended Mercer University together. Throughout the entire interview, he seems, well, normal. He's polite, collected, calm, saying the things, well, all of the things that you think that a worried fellow classmate or roommate would say in a situation like this one.
Yeah, Lauren was my neighbor. We're just trying to find out where she is at this point. I mean, no one has seen her since Saturday. I mean, the last time anyone heard from her was an email that she sent out, and no one's heard from her since.
He's wondering where she is too. Really, he's saying anything that might throw people off of his tracks. Nothing feels off yet. And the eerie tone of his, well, that's honestly what makes it so much worse.
She just recently graduated from Mercer?
Yeah, she and I were both JD students. We graduated back in May.
What kind of person was she? I mean, what did you see her?
I mean, she's as nice as can be. I mean, very personable, very much a people person.
Do you know any enemies she might have had, somebody that might want to hurt her?
No, we don't know where she is. I mean, the only thing we can think is that maybe she went out running and someone snatched her.
Towards the end of this clip, the reporter pretty much just cuts him off after he finishes his perspective, and she tells him that the investigating police officers have actually found human remains on site. And I kind of just had to pause it right here because his facial expressions, the way that he pauses, well, his expression doesn't seem like someone who is sad or terrified of hearing the news of what might be the loss of their friend.
We just don't know where she is.
What about in the parking lot area? I know they've been doing a lot of, I think that's where they have recovered the body or whatever they recovered from there.
Body?
Had you seen anything there? Had you seen anything there? I mean, we don't know if this is the same person. You know what I mean? Like, they took out a body there earlier. We don't know if it's the same person or not. So that's how we're trying to ask people if they know who lived there.
It changes more like someone realizing that the secret of a murder that they've been hiding while on the scene has now just been revealed by those involved. And he's at the center of it. He swallows with that nervous knot in his throat, tilts his head slightly down, just enough to avoid eye contact with that reporter that was giving him the interview, and just dismisses himself, just walking completely away from the shot.
Are you okay, sir?
I think I need to sit down.
Okay.
Then he just goes off into the distance and sits down right there on the parking lot pavement. And it's almost like he's just leaning into that act of being in shock. The part that gets me the most about this is he doesn't even really ask who it was that they've found. It's as if he knows exactly who the police and investigators have found in the apartment complex dumpster that is the human remains. This one might just be proof that there is, in fact, evil and danger lurking around us that we can't even see, but it's coming. Elisa Lam was vacationing in an LA hotel when she got a sudden burst of visions one night as if she saw someone, and that someone was after her. She was known to step into the elevator of the hotel lobby, pressing all the buttons in a hurry, a straight-up panic as if she was scared, trying not to be caught by whoever or whatever was following her. The doors were just not budging. They never closed for her. It was almost like after she pressed all those buttons, the mechanism just kind of froze. She peeked her head out, a little bit back and forth, and around the corner, one of those times she snapped back, like as if she was in fear that she saw that something. And this is the moment that nobody is really too certain, but a lot of people do think that a murderer or a serial killer, even maybe an entity, was after her. After all, serial killers have been known to have stayed in that very hotel that she was staying in. The movements that she was making in the hotel elevator, well, they didn't even really look random or out of place. It really did look like she was trying to escape and defend herself from something. And she just really ended up leaving that elevator, but as she turned around the corner, she jumps once again, as if she might have bumped or passed by whatever was chasing after her. And after that, well, that surveillance footage was the last time anybody had seen Elisa. She was eventually found, but it had been weeks later when investigators found her on the roof, submerged deep and declothed in a water tank, completely decaying after time of the hotel guests complaining about a foul taste in the hotel's water system. Nobody really knows what happened to her, and it just makes it that much more sad knowing that she was trying to get away out of the danger that she felt like she was in, but she just didn't know how to ask for proper help. In this dreadful clip with Mark Twitchell, he's seen being led back to his garage while in handcuffs and by an investigator, because they're going back to the place where he murders people in his indie movies. That very garage is where his victims have been lured into, thinking that they have gotten their big break in a starring role of one of his film productions. The thing you'll see about his entire demeanor is how calm he seems and really how bored he even looks, as the investigator is asking him questions, taunting him, really, trying to get him to tell them where he is hiding the corpse of one of his murder victims that they still haven't found yet.
Beautiful view coming from the neighbor's house, either side. See who's doing this. Too easy.
The investigator continues to show him the windows and the front door of this garage, explaining to him, like, hey Mark, did you know that this is in direct eyesight of where your neighbors can see all of this happening? Which is exactly how his entire neighborhood found out that he was indeed not making movies, but leading his victims into this garage to then perform his heinous acts. But Mark, well, he just doesn't care. He is completely disinterested in the entire situation, no remorse at all, while the investigators are unable to break him or really get any word out of him for that matter. I remember seeing this for the first time, and I just kind of had to take it all in because it is a lot. Especially once you know, after all of this investigation and it all blew up, well, he had writings, scripts, and secrets really that he was hiding on his hard drive of his computer that he actually tried to delete, but while the investigators were uncovering all of the evidence of what he was doing, he had it all planned out. And really, they were his plans, but he tried to pass them off as his movie scripts. And that's the thing that is so dark and unsettling about watching him go back to where it all happened and knowing that he just is not interested or caring at all. And he really just knows that the gig is up. He's been caught and it's just like whatever. This one's a lot shorter, but it will stick with you in the worst ways possible. This is one of those videos I found on the internet that if you watch this, it will give you nightmares. There are a couple of very young little girls. I'm not even sure if they were teenagers as this footage was being filmed, but while in the recording, they were walking alongside a bridge together. But they weren't just filming for the fun of it. They brought out the camera because the man in the footage is named Richard Allen, and he was stalking them. He was following them and getting so close. They didn't know him, and he had no reason at all to be anywhere near them or approaching them at all for that matter. At this point in the video, he hasn't even really done anything yet. He poses no immediate threat, but it's something about the way that he's walking with a purpose, walking exactly towards those girls. It sends the same feeling of terror through the video that I'm guessing those little girls were feeling in that exact moment in person.
See, this is the path that we go down. There's no path going there, so we have to go down here. Hi.
He has his hands down in his pockets, his head down, and he just keeps going. It's almost like he knows that out of fear that he can see on these little girls' faces, he knows that they can't run away, and even if they tried to, they couldn't get away. And as he starts talking to them, it's like he's sealed their fate, and they were found dead. This property, the driveway, and the living room in other clips belong to the home of a man named Chris Watts, who's looking like he's been caught because he knows that he has, but he just can't admit it. He's watching himself, captured on a surveillance video that shows him loading things into the back of his truck, things that look like bags of bodies. This is all after he's already killed 3 women, Shannon, Bella, and Celeste. Meanwhile, police are investigating the area, trying to uncover the situation. And his neighbor is there, talking with him and talking with the investigating police officer that's just asking questions so far, while his neighbor is trying to stay calm, trying not to scare him off, and letting him know that he's on to him, but not saying anything too directly just yet. Chris seems calm too, almost like he thinks that he still has a chance to get away with it, like as if the police doesn't know what is going on, even though his neighbor is giving subtle clues saying, hey, he did it. As if he can get away with a serial murder spree. He's rocking back and forth, just trying to act casual, and the morbidity of it is that it's almost like he's just watching a version of himself in the surveillance camera, showing maybe not enough evidence or not enough of a substance to actually get him caught for the acts that he's performed on these women. But it's too late. They know it. They're just trying to get the jump on him before he ever has a chance to kind of weasel his way out of it. But they knew, and he did get caught and arrested for the murder of the 3 women.
It wasn't like an argument. We had an emotional conversation, but I'll leave it at that. But I just want them back.
If you'd like to see more creepy, mysterious, and scary videos, please be sure to subscribe to this channel and share this video with someone who also likes the creepy, mysterious, and scary side of the internet.